Do I really have to patch those holes in the wall and remove the dog smell from the carpet before I list my home? Today, I'm going to answer those questions and give you 5 tips that won't break the bank, so stay tuned. Before we get started, if you're actually not going to do any of this stuff, stop watching. Woo! Don't stop watching, just kidding. Continue watching and play this in the background, but call me because I have a team of professionals that can take care of all of this stuff for you. I've lived in South Florida for almost half a century and I have tons of resources that can get all of this stuff done for you in a reasonable amount of time for a reasonable price. So you ask, why should I keep watching then? Well, they say if people watch your complete YouTube video, the YouTube gods are going to magically rain unicorns. And I love unicorns, so just let this video play in the background, give me a call and I'll take care of everything for you. I'm Tracy Tam, a Florida real estate broker, and I put out weekly videos about real estate and life and living in the South Florida area. So if you haven't done so already, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and tap that bell so you don't miss out on any future content. All right, let's get to it. The most common question that I get from my customers is, how do I actually get my home ready for the market? I'm going to talk to you now about some simple steps that you can take, even if you're 6 months away from putting it on the market, that you can do to get you the highest amount of price in the shortest amount of time. So number 1 is to declutter and depersonalize. I know that you love all of your stuff, but actually when the buyer walks through, studies show that they want to see themselves living there. They want to picture their family pictures on the walls. So the best advice is to box up everything. You have to box it up anyways to move, and either take all of the boxes and put them up against one wall or put them in the garage, or if you already have a storage container, just start boxing up everything, decluttering everything, taking all the personal pictures off the walls, any sports memorabilia, arts and crafts stuff that's hanging. Now that we've decluttered everything and depersonalized the home, we have to go through and deep clean it. So that's my number 2 tip, is a deep clean. Start at the front door and wipe down all the baseboards. The best thing I would say to do is to give it a fresh coat of paint, but if you don't like painting, then just make sure that you scrub all the baseboards and all of the walls and the entryways and inside the tracks of the sliding glass doors. Just make sure that everything is very clean and presentable, so when buyers come through the home, they can see that it's maintained and it shows well. So now that we've decluttered and we've deep cleaned, let's go through the house and get to all those honeydews that your honey might not have done in the previous years, and caulk things that need to be caulked and patch the little holes that need to be patched, and just go through all of the little maintenance items that haven't been addressed and address those now before we put your home on the market. So now let's get to number 3, bright light in the home. Like I said, light up the house. Go through the house and make sure all the light bulbs are the same brightness, the same color. If there's a burnt light bulb out, make sure that you replace that light bulb with one that's working. And you know this can be a mission because there's so many different colors of light bulbs. And when you go to Home Depot or Lowe's to look on the light bulb aisle, it is so overwhelming. So what I recommend, it might be a little bit costly, is just to replace all of the light bulbs so they're the same wattage and the same color throughout the whole entire house. And I kind of prefer the daylight light, especially when showing homes, because it really does brighten up the home. And it's always great to make sure that any dark curtains or heavy curtains are removed from the windows, because bright natural light is always the best and makes the home appear bigger and more inviting. Also, if there's any big dark furniture in the room, remove that, because that also can darken up the space. And if you have any other little areas that just can't get the natural light, just throw a lamp on a little table and brighten up that little area with a light. Like I said, just walk around and brighten up the entire house. And now to number 4. If there's anything that you can modernize for pretty inexpensive and just update, like change out the knobs to more modern knobs, or maybe a little coat of chalk paint on a piece of furniture, light chalk paint that's a dark piece of furniture, that you could just modernize and brighten up the home. And even a bowl of fruit a nice modern bowl of fruit sitting on the kitchen counter, that even changes the whole perspective of the kitchen and brightens it up. So just go around, and anything that you can do that's not that expensive to modernize, from the kitchen to the bathrooms to the front door with a new doorknob, the kitchen cabinets with new doorknobs and new pulls, those make a tremendous difference, and it's not that expensive. And my final tip, which is number 5, which I think is the most important tip, if you take anything away from this video, curb appeal is so important. The front of your house is the first picture that the entire world sees on the internet. Also, if a buyer is interested in your home, most likely they're going to do a drive-by. And when they're driving by, all they see is that first impression, and that first impression is everything, and that has to do with your curb appeal. So make sure your driveways are pressure washed and clean, your front entrance is pretty with nice fresh flowers, your trees are trimmed. And I happen to be married to a landscape designer who I've seen do incredible before and after for curb appeal. So if you need any tips on that, feel free to reach out to me. He's always available, and I have a special connection with him, so I'll make sure that he's available to answer any of our questions on just easy things to spruce up the front to get the most money in the quickest amount of time, because curb appeal and first impression really is everything when selling the home. As always, thanks for watching. If there's absolutely anything that you need, feel free to call, text, email me. I'm going to leave that link for the seller's home prep guide down below. Feel free to click it and utilize it. And once again, thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next week on Talk with Tracy.